Washington has given the green light for arming the Syrian rebels to prop up the opposition. A plan for a limited no-fly zone over Syria has also been drawn up. It comes after the U.S. administration concluded that Assad's forces had used chemical weapons, quote, on a small scale. And the latest details now from RT's Marina Portnoy.
This is quite a game changer being announced by the Obama administration. What we know is that the U.S. has decided that it will provide military support to Syrian rebels, but U.S. officials would not specify what that support will involve. National Security Council Deputy Advisor Ben Rhodes says that the new assistance to the Syrian rebels will be different from the non-lethal communications type equipment that the U.S. has given before. This, of course, leads many to believe that the United States will now be arming the Syrian opposition. Now, these decisions are being made after the U.S. Intelligence community has independently concluded that the Syrian government has used chemical weapons, including the nerve agent gas sarin, on a small scale against the opposition. However, Washington so far has failed to disclose what specific evidence they have, what has led them to make these conclusions and this announcement. But this is counter to what a chief UN investigator said just 2 months ago.
During our investigation for crimes against humanity and war crimes, we collect some witness testimony that made to appear that some chemical weapons were used, in particular nervine gas, and what appeared to our investigation that was used by the opponents, by the rebels, and we have no indication at all that the government, the authority of the Syrian government, have used chemical weapons. But I was a little bit stupefied that the first indication we got. They were about the use of nervine gas by the opponents.
The United States decision now to provide more military support to the Syrian opposition comes ahead of a peace conference that's supposed to take place in Geneva at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. That conference was organized by the United States and Russia, and it was aiming to get both sides from Syria to come together at the table and talk about how there could be a transitional government formed and ultimately end the ongoing violence that's been taking place in Syria. According to the United Nations, 93,000 people have been killed since this civil war began more than 2 years ago. We should note that many experts have indicated that and believe and argue that adding more arms to such a heavily violent conflict that's ongoing in Syria would actually fuel an arms race. It would make the circumstance there, the environment there, so much more dangerous. But as we see from the announcements made by the Obama administration that Washington plans to aid the Syrian rebels militarily, and they won't give specifics, but it looks as though that the United States will be arming the Syrian opposition.